Hello, good morning. This is Auntie Yaa'S Book Corner. My name is Yaa'S. Welcome. I welcome you this morning to our program. We're continuing the series Diaspora Living. Yes, it's the part 3. But before we do that, I'm going to go ahead and share to groups, okay? Unfortunately, my co-host Boating Russell is not able to be with us today, so I am going solo. Okay, so give me 1 second. That's interesting. I can't see the notification that the program has gone live. Okay, there it is. Now I can start sharing. All right. So I trust that you all had a good week and everything is just tickety-boo. We are having a kind of a heat wave. Yes, it's just, it's rather unfortunate. It's so hot, It's like I was telling my son that we keep complaining about the weather and pretty soon it will be winter, and then we would have forgotten that we had some heat a few months ago. Okay, let's do this. But that's it. When you live in Canada, you have to deal with the seasons of life. Winter comes. There's so many. Let's see. Okay, share to group. No, it doesn't allow me to do that. I have to go to my wall. All right. And then you have to deal with all that it comes with. I mean, we just started. School was out only in June, and now it's July ending, and kids are going to be back to school. I always talk about time, right? The seasons of life. If there's things that you're supposed to do and you don't do it when you have to do it, that time passes by and you can't get it back. Okay, let me keep quiet. I'm sharing now. This card, I don't want to share to the same place twice. They'll get mad at you. So let me concentrate. And Facebook will likely accuse me of spamming. All right. I think I've shared to enough groups, so we're going to continue. Hello, sis. How are you this morning? Good morning. Thanks for joining me and anybody else who's on the platform. Thanks for joining the conversation. If you are on my wall, please join us on Auntie Yaa'S Book Corner because I can't see your comments till after the program. So please join us so that we'll have an interactive discussion. I did that. I streamed it to all my platforms like my wall, Auntie Yaa'S Book Club, and the other pages that I have so that I don't have to be sharing that. It makes it easier. But last week I realized that some were on my wall, so they weren't able to enjoy the conversation with us. So it's something that I heard somebody say, and I thought, oh yeah, so now I can't, if I'm mentioning names at the end of the program, it means that maybe you're on my wall and I can't see you till after. Yes. Ajua says the heat waves are crazy hot. I just pulled over to listen in and contribute with my AC blasting in the car. I tell you, I just can't, I can't handle it anymore. So when you say this, then people think, so who you come from a hot place, but you forget that we've lived here for years now and our body is acclimatized to this place. So when the heat comes, you can't even handle it. I think 3 days ago it was plus 32, so it keeps going on and on. Today may be a little better, but even when I woke up, the sun is just blasting out there. And tomorrow is yet another hot one, 27. Right now, for myself, I can only handle up to 27, maybe the max, but I say 25. Yeah. Something that is cool and breezy that I can, if it's hot and there's a breeze, you are okay. But Okay, so basically, let me explain what's been happening if I can do justice to it. We've been talking about diaspora living and what legacy are you building as a parent? So, this is the third piece that we're doing. Yes, the first one we did on the home front, how you communicate with your children, how you interact, family time, spiritual time, communication at home. Then last week we did the school piece. That was extensive, so we had to move the cultural reprogramming. And then also we added a piece of how you, the parent, develops yourself. Now, I may just do the cultural piece today and leave it at that. And then next week, we will continue with how to build yourself as a parent. Now, let me put the banners up and let's have some qualifiers, because what I've realized is that a lot of us, especially our people, we come from a community where we were not necessarily taught emotional intelligence, great communication skills, and that. So we tend to think or feel that if somebody has an opinion contrary to ours, then they are not our friend, they are an enemy, and then the insults happen. On this platform, we do not insult. We don't do that. We're a platform that we do educative programs. We agree to disagree. You listen, you make your comments, but your comments do not have to be derogatory comments or nasty comments. I've been on platforms that, being as a woman, I put a statement out and a man will come and write something because they feel offended. I'll give an example. I was on a platform last week sometime and I made this comment. I think they were talking about men running around with different women. And I made the comment that when they are on their deathbeds, like when they are lying broken on their deathbed, is something, not deathbed, but the later stage of their lives, they'll be broken, laying there and all that. And then the person came and wrote, a man came and wrote, that is not your problem to think about. And I just wrote back and I said, this is my opinion and I'm free to share it. We need to change some of these attitudes. I bet you, when you make a statement and it hits home, the offended party comes back at you. But we need to be adults. We just need to be adults. I don't understand that. Sister Adjoa says, leave the haters and dysfunctional mindset people to think whatever they want to insinuate. We are allowed to express ourselves anyhow we desire to suit our needs. We will do our sigh and enjoy life to the fullest. Thank you. But you know what? This is my platform, and I will say my views on this platform. And today is an interesting but a very delicate topic, and people won't like it. And I'm not apologizing. Nope. I'm just putting the qualifiers out there that there are discussions that need to be had. But unfortunately, with those who do educative platforms, people don't go there. We gravitate towards beef. I was on a platform the one morning, they were talking about finances. So we were all listening in. I saw the numbers. It was about 28, 30 people. Later on in the afternoon, there was another live on that same platform. Yes. And then the numbers were up because it was big. The numbers were up, way up. And I thought, wow, that was confirmation right there. But anyway, hey, what do? You can't win them all. You just have to live your life. And that's what I choose to do. So let me pull the banner up. And so the main topic was this: own it, diaspora living. What legacy are you building as a parent? So we've done on the home front, communication skills. Last week, we did academics, navigating the school system. Today, we are doing cultural reprogramming, male, female, child, gender roles. And if there's time, I might start this, but I said at the beginning that possibly I'll just leave it for next week. Ajua says that's a true statement, but many cannot accept the truth because they think they have the right to intrude our critical thinking and lives. Well, that is rather unfortunate and just too bad because, like I say, we all have brains in our heads. God gave us a mind to think, and I choose to use mine in a particular direction. And I can't influence you, or I can't force you to think otherwise. So why do you think that you can come and force me to think how you think? It does not compute. And we don't do that anymore. We've stopped people pleasing. When you see a lot of people on these platforms who are speaking the truth, bringing out things that we need to all look at, because we're also growing ourselves. We're not saying we are perfect, but people take offense, especially if you are a woman and you come and sit talking. But hey, you know what? God created me too. He did not say because I'm a woman, I shouldn't talk. He did not say that I shouldn't have a purpose. And he did not say that my only use in life is to be married, attached to a man, and that without that man, I am nothing. I am a standalone. I come together with a man who's also a standalone to build. But anyway, let's start our discussions. So where am I? Again, I said if you are on Yaa'S Tobra's wall, please join us on Auntie Yaa'S Book Corner so we can have an interactive discussion. I don't want to miss anybody. Cultural reprogramming, male and female gender roles. So we were talking about building. What legacy are you building as a parent living in the diaspora? We've seen a lot. For me, the greatest thing that really worries me is that we've come here, we've transplanted ourselves to come to this environment to live. The kids that we have, they did not ask to be born here. It was our decision. They are here because of us. How are you helping them to make it in life? So if you are not somebody given to long range planning, critical thinking, what do? You leave your children in a box, the same box that you are tightly trapped in, and they have no out because they live with you, they see what you're doing, and that's what they do. Monkey see, monkey do. We've all heard that statement, right? So let's think about this carefully. There's nothing wrong with you, the parents, having your goals in life. For me, it is okay to be so focused on building and all that back home, so long as you are taking care of your legacy, your kids. I can't for the life of me understand why you would take all your money and give it to family back home and leave your children here living in poverty in mind, poverty physically, poverty, everything. So when you're raising your girl child, raising your male child, there's certain things that you need to be talking to them about. The qualifier here is that you don't go take it to the extreme. Because when you start to have some of these conversations, those ones who do not want to think outside the box jump on certain bandwagons and start saying, oh, she's a feminist, oh, she doesn't respect them. I believe in equal opportunity. A man is good, the woman is good, we're all good together, we're co-partners in any relationship we choose to get into. You are not better than me. I'm not better than you. We need to stop the condescending attitude that we have towards the female species in our community. It's the year 2022, and the things that are going on is so disrespectful. So disrespectful. And then I say to myself, if I lived there, like my son told me once, he says, Mom, if you lived in the times of the when the Black Americans were fighting for their civil rights and all that, you would have gotten into trouble. Why? Because I speak up, I speak my mind. And so I tell myself that if I was living back home, I'd be in a whole lot of trouble because I don't fit the mold and I don't intend to. I'm my own person. You see, I was brought up this way. This is what I'll say because it's my personal story. I'm the first of 5 daughters, 5 girls, my mom and my dad's kids, 5 girls. And when I was thinking about this topic, I said to myself, I don't ever remember feeling less than in my home as a woman. It's not something that my dad ever brought up. It's not something that my mom ever brought up to make you feel low, you see? And I know it's interesting. I was in this situation, spiritual situation where, you know, a lot of focus was on education. So if you had a doctorate, man say, oh, you know, the man of God looked up to you and all that. Then one time I did a piece. I forget if it was a video or a write-up. The next time, what I heard is that, oh, degrees and this and that don't matter. And I thought to myself, that is not fair, because in this, sorry, demo, all that we hear, oh, education, the education, that, but when I'm talking about myself, saying that my parents made sure that we all went to school, got your first degree, at least everybody. And so some have even went further. So just because I voiced that opinion, I had to be shut down. But you see, no, 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 we don't do that. So I did not grow up feeling less than. More recently, when I've watched programs, listened to things, I was becoming it was really starting to amaze me, the level of disrespect, dishonor, lack of value for the female species. And then when things happen to, the sad reality of it is, it will take a while for this to change, because we, the women, we help the patriarchy to oppress us. Because instead of being, what do you call it, objective, taking a stand, not getting emotional about the issues, we jump in. When another woman comes to address the issue, then we jump on that woman and insult her to the nonsense degree. And it becomes a case of, we are in Ghana, you are in Abrochri, so we are fighting. What is it? Me being Abrochri does not make me any less a Ghanaian. And you living in Ghana does not mean because I'm in the diaspora I'm better than you. It's just we are voicing out our opinions. Everybody is entitled to our opinion. So when I see some of these dynamics, I become very, very upset. It's taken me a while to retrain myself and tell myself that, you know what, you got your own life to live. You got the message, you have the memo. Keep doing what you're doing, keep going, never look back. Let me read Sister Adjo's comments. I'm investing in my children and giving them the best in life to successful choices with knowledge, critical thinking, understanding, taking healthy risks, being compassionate, kind, considerate, confident, disciplined, value their existence, never settling for less, be their own person and independent. Thank you. That is, when they say legacy, we said at the beginning, a lot of us, especially our people, will think of money. No, my father is not around, but the values that I got from him, that's moving me through my life. So we need to really think about some of these things. Ajua says, wow, 5 girls power. Bless your father and mother for instilling such strength, willingness, acceptance, compassion, honesty, open-minded, and many beneficial coping skills in you. Skiing, I'm not getting, skiing with your hard work, sis. Thank you. Yes, it wasn't easy. And the interesting thing, sometimes you don't come to some of these realizations until later. I don't want to say until too late, because you kind of take it for granted, in the sense that, oh, you are a child, a teenager, your parents pay for your school fees, you go to school, they make sure that you went to good schools and all that. When my father died and I went back home, I'm sitting in the living room. My cousin, I have a cousin here, her mom is my mom's cousin. I'm sitting down with her having a conversation. Then she opens her mouth. She goes, education was so important to this man. That is when the light bulb, I'm like, what does she mean? I'm like, oh, a light bulb went on for me. I thought, wow, Sister Joa says, my dear sister, such comments are made as a defense mechanism to justify their stupidity. It's, something, if you can't grow, the thing that bothers me is that those people don't want to do anything with themselves. They think where they are standing that's it. And so they won't move from that position, but they begrudge you having your position. Look, as I'm sitting here right now, this past week, I have, where is it? Let me just pull it. This here is my 2022 book, and it's a week, a page like that, right? So I write things that I'm doing, but I've noticed that this week, the heat and all that, or I'm just tired. I've done things, but not really much. But usually when I do my lives and I finish, I stay downstairs. And if I have any videos to do, the pre-recorded ones that I do, then I do them. I don't have any videos to do because I've done enough to, I'm away, right, the week of the 15th. So I'm back on the Saturday and I've done videos up to that point, right? Then I thought to myself, but you're coming, it hit me last week. I said, oh, but you're coming back on the Saturday. And then usually I post on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. I'll be too tired to be doing videos on Sunday and what have you. So I said, okay. So I did one for the week of the 22nd. So I'm covered. This is me. This is how I plan because it's a page that I'm trying to grow. So this is how I plan my stuff. Today, I'm not doing videos, but in my mind, what I'm going to do after I sit down and plan out topics that I can talk about, like I have, just spend half an hour doing my stuff. So it's like you have to have, I don't know how to explain it or what brought me on this tangent, but you have to have goals. You have to have something that you are working with. Just because I'm a woman doesn't mean I should sit around doing nothing with myself. So back again to the topic, reprogramming. If you are raising young men in our community, yes, or even generally, broadly speaking, everywhere around the world, the man is viewed as the head. They are the breadwinner. That's all these things that come with it. Well, she said it changed. Oh, okay. Changed her wedding along and have no idea where skin came from. Okay. That's funny. So, our parents did what they knew best how to do. But you have to understand that in the community that we come from, there's two factors that influence us a lot, positively or negatively. And I would like to say that the greater percentage is negative. That's my opinion. Culture and religion. Okay? So our mothers, grandmothers, great grandmothers, current mothers, they've grown up with that. If you are having a situation in your marriage and you go and talk to your parent, you hear things like, oh, it's okay, God will do it, oh, this, oh, that. We have a certain perception, like because of the nyamesumne, everything has to be perfect. God did not say you would have everything. Yes, nothing is perfect. He did not say you have everything. And in life comes with good, the bad, and the ugly. We want only the good. So when the ugly comes and we haven't trained our mindset to understand that these are basic facts of life, things happen. They can be good, they can be ordinary, and they can be bad or real terrible. Our ability to handle them and how we come out of it determines our resiliency factor. Because we do not want to deal with the truth, would rather call an old woman a witch and relegate her to some witch camp. Yes, instead of saying that maybe if I had taken better care of myself, I wouldn't have gotten in the situation that I am. We tend to find somebody to blame instead of taking responsibility and accountability for our own life journey. And that's the book right there. Own it. The paperback is out on Amazon, so get your copy. So with these things that I'm talking about, we just how do I even explain it? We tend to just, there's the expectation, okay, that the man, he's the kingpin, he rules all the roost. I remember that the auntie that I spoke about, she had been in Canada some years back, and then when we went back home, she was there, so we went to visit her, and she was, giving my husband, serving him beer or this or that, chatting and saying, and then she makes this comment that, yeah, Moti Honum, we're there doing this, but here he's a man. So later, and I'm thinking, yeah, it was a joke, but it's like the old guy, that's how they think. But this same auntie, I remember asking her, because she's a widow, and not asking her, but she's very open. She's not like my mother's group. They are everything opening. They don't tell you anything. This auntie, she chats. So she told me, she said she didn't want to get married again. I'll say, wasum ache. She served, she's finished her serving. You see how she put it? And I liked her honesty. This is an older woman, but I appreciated her candor. I'm like, good for you, because it involves a lot. I always say for myself too, I've been saying, hello, um, is this Sika or Ao? Because the last time I assumed it was Pastor P. And then when I went to my wall, I realized that it was both of you. So I think you're watching me from my wall, but I've been saying, if you can join us on Auntie Yaa'S book, that would be nice. But if you want to stay there, that's okay. Welcome. Sister Adjoa says, sadly, many among us are destroyers and never intend to be helpers due to their selfish interests, greediness, enviousness, jealousy, sabotaging tactics, pretense, dishonesty, disrespect, lies, manipulate ways, evil, wicked minds. Yes, when I was talking about how some of us just turn on each other, the women. So, as I was saying here, it's just give me a second. All right. The grooming. I was talking about my auntie. Oh, hello, Miss Sage. How are you doing? I hope your week was good. Nice to see you. I was saying that she said she didn't want to remarry because she had finished serving. Or somewhere. Yes. I have an auntie too. My mom used to talk about her. I remember her name very well. Oh, okay, Pastor P. Welcome. Welcome. I remember her name very well, Auntie Sardis. And my mom says, Auntie Sardis, one worried that she said that she couldn't be bothered with marriage because it involved too much for her. And maybe if you've been listening to me the last few months, about 3-4 months ago in my programs or talking on other platforms, I used to say, I made that comment before, and then Amma Manson said that we had the choice, but we didn't realize it. I said, how is it that Obroni Bar can decide, say, me person me worry and I say me worry, and the community does not bother her? It's their personal choice. So I started to say that, yeah, when I think of certain things that I have gone through, I also say that I wish that it is the real truth. Let's be honest, it comes with a lot. The expectations are too much. And so it's like I call it that in our environment, we train men to almost to be tin gods. And so you have situations, look, any skills that you learn is for survival. A man can cook, a woman can cook, because you can have a situation where, because you've bred this man to be God's gift to the world, he's a tin god. There's 5 girls in the family or 3 girls and the boy, and he doesn't do anything because he's the boy. He's gone out to play soccer. Oh, women, come and cook. Teach your son everything. Teach them, because it's survival. If he goes to college, university, or moves out of town to a job, he can cook for himself. He won't have to starve. So that Mr. Akosua Mansa doesn't come into his life, and Akosua Mansa will entice him with Diehu and Tuzafi and all these delicacies or delectables that we love. And so because of that, then he'll force himself to marry her. Meanwhile, he knows that Miss Diehu is not going anywhere. She just wants to be a Mrs. And then he's not really happy. Because the script, a lot of women have bought into it and they don't develop themselves. They just want to be a Mrs. So this boy who your mother did not, oh, okay, who the mother did not train them to become independent in that area so that they are not trapped. Then he's trapped. Then he goes to work or college or whatever, higher education, whatever, and he sees these women who are a force to reckon with. They are independent. They think critically. They are good. It's not every man who's insecure around a woman who's evolved, if I may say it that way. And so if you are a man and because of food, you've gone and married by force, and then later you are, because as some women too, the other factor of it is, I'm saying the men are raised to be teen gods. Women are also told, oh, Obadi, if you go to school, Krana, it's a man who's going to come and marry you, so why bother? You can have 3 PhDs, it doesn't matter. You have to get married. Yeah. And so everything, oh, groom yourself, oh, do this. This is how you take care of a man. But it's interesting. Where's Amajo? She said that at her engagement, they kept advising her. She said, who is speaking to the men? I've always asked this question, who is training these men? Because they won't open their minds. They are just there, some of them. So you think, like yesterday, I was listening in on a program on Clubhouse, and this young man came and spoke. He spoke very well. He says he's about his babies. He will nurture his baby. He'll be holding his babies in church, doing all kinds of things. And then it's creating problems for him because some ladies will say to the husband, why can't you be like that man? You see, he was even allowed to take time off work. You know how they have maternity leave, there's paternity. So he took he had his own Ghanaian Bema come to him and make the comment, why are you doing that? Because you are putting us into a situation with the women. What does that tell you? That other person, he needs to evolve. He needs to evolve. This man is no less a man for choosing to make those decisions. And he said, look, I'm being paid to come and stay home and look after my child. Who would not go for that? He wants to do it. So in our culture, we're all about the macho. We don't allow men to show their emotions. We say Bema and Su and this and that. We don't deal with our feelings. There's a lot of us walking around. You hear me, and my favorite term that I like to use, the walking wounded, because we traumatize each other with our pain. We have no outlet for it. So if somebody does something, just, a lot of these comments, nasty comments that we see around, if you want to get to the root of it, you'd be surprised. So I'm saying that teach your son to be respectful of the female species. Yes, man, you came from a woman. There's no reason for you to become so haughty and arrogant. Just because a man shows love to his wife. Hello, Nanaraba. How are you doing? Just because a man chooses to show love to his wife does not mean that he's a wuss. Oh, he's handpicked. The woman has taken him somewhere. Yeah, some women take men to places, but that is your insecurity talking. If you don't love yourself, that's when you go and force a man to love you. So you have to go and get a charm to put in his soup or to put in his whatever. Yeah. A lot of what we're talking about is this, that we just need to grow ourselves. It starts from you as an individual. So if you're a woman and you're sitting in the diaspora and all you've been told is, oh, Beman and you are, oh, me say, like the dynamics are not working, everybody's cheating everybody and this and that. This is what happens. You don't believe in yourself. Like if you are so insecure that you're running around buying clothing, going to these programs, they are doing this, so let me go do this. That is what your girl child is seeing. Or you're running around trying to please a man. Maybe something happened, the man is gone, another one on the scene, they come and they go. That is what they learn. Self-confidence, like we have to train. Like the men, for me, it really bothers me because it's like, you know what? A woman is valuable. There's more to her than just cooking, cleaning, and having sex with you. They have something to bring to the table. It's you too. If you are sitting in the diaspora and you want your wife to stay home because of your insecurity that she's going to develop and become bigger than you, that is a recipe for disaster. You see, some people, there's this couple that I know. He came to give this speech at church and he talked about this, that you sit down as a family and you plan. Is your wife going to go to school? Yes, maybe to take this, and that. You are also doing this here. You're thinking of the future goals of your kids. So the income, how to, with all this, it's not just about the money, but even to get together and talk and plan. How many of us do that? Yeah, it's sad, but it happens. It happens. Yeah. So basically, the male child, yes, I stopped off from the point of where he's trapped. If he learns how to make cocoa, learns how to make soup, whatever, it doesn't matter. They are not going to starve. I remember a while back, my girls were very young then. I forget which year it was, and I had to go on a trip to Ottawa. Ottawa is the capital of Canada. Like there was a departmental meeting, and a manager recommended me to go. Like a whole bunch of us went, and I had to leave these kids. If my husband did not know how to cook, by the time I came, maybe the kids would have starved to death, right? So I'm talking that learning to cook is a life skill. Yeah, there are some who can't even boil water. Yeah, when I hear that, I laugh, but I'm like, okay, it's just trying to illustrate the seriousness of the issue, I guess. So I had my notes here, but I guess I haven't even looked at my notes. Let me read Adra's comment. She says, ironically, many of the certain conditions built into our culture and tradition continue to oppress, suppress, as well as strip a man's ability to succeed. Opinionated, goal-oriented, independent, empowered, confident. No one should be treated as doormat, no matter their race, religion, gender, and so forth. For me, that's what bothers me because, it's like, is that my only worth? I don't know. Nanaraba says, one of our men are so enlightened. God bless them. Greeting. you know, So yeah, I've talked a lot. I mentioned, the grooming, the script that we were given as female. Keeping home, yes. Cooking is the life skills. Keeping home is for both genders. Thank you. The have to do it all mentality, the expectations on the female species. There's certain women, they will say that, oh, they have to do everything. I don't allow my husband in my kitchen, but maybe he wants to make something or you are not there. What's going to happen? It's okay if you choose to do it and you are not tired. We're not saying don't, but I'm saying that shouldn't be the expectation for everybody because we have things that we want to do. Like I said, that usually when I do these lives, I finish off and I do any videos that I have to do for the week. I don't have to do videos today, but I'm going to sit down and plan some things. That's me. If afterwards I have to cook, I will do it right away and be done by a certain time. Just because I'm a woman, don't expect me to stand in the kitchen from 12 o'clock to 6 at night just to prove what a woman I am. Because I want to leave time after to also do my stuff. Or if I have somewhere to go, I'm going to go do it. I remember when my girls were young, I used to put all this pressure on myself. Saturday comes, cooking, cleaning, chichiri, chichiri. But when you leave and go do the fun stuff or whatever, you come back home, you still do it. The cooking that you were cleaning, you were spending the whole day to do it. You go and do your activity. You come back at, say, 3 or 4. You still manage to get it done within the 2-3 hours. So why the whole day? It's not practical. And for me, at this stage of my life, I'm tired. I don't care whether my husband thinks I'm perfect or I'm not perfect or whatever. I'm here now. I've done my bit. My kids are done. They are grown up doing their thing. I got to do me. I'm tired. It doesn't matter what you think in your head about me. I'm not going to run around. I wasn't raised that way to be running around pleasing people. You see, maybe him in his house, the women were always cooking, cuckoo, 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 and mothers, that. That's not how I was taught. There's more to you than all that. That's what The realization of this does not mean that a woman should grow up to be pompous. I know there's women like that, the men, and I don't know, it's a cultural thing. They seem so terrified of educated women. Look, you need to be secure in yourself as a man. Teach a man to believe in himself. Teach him to work with his 10 fingers. There are some who don't want to work now. They are going around deceiving women and living off women, gouging them for money. I'm sorry, the term for that is a gigolo. You know? Nana Araba says the couch potato should know this. Helping your woman around the home is a turn on. Why? You get points for that. Yes. You know, how is it that you can come and you are sitting there, you all went to work, okay? And you've come back and she's running around. The kids are crying. She has to look at homework. And you are sitting there because you are the man. How? If you love this woman, wouldn't you want to help her? Sometimes we need to take those cultural, religious, whatever, take those blinders off and look at life in a real way. Sister Ajua says, people pleasers give their power away to be treated anyhow and lack of purpose, in my personal opinion. Yes, because, listen, you need to do you. Like, you are in a relationship, you are in it for good, but you should not lose yourself in the process. I always use myself as an example. Okay? If I was somebody that all I was focused on is a warrior or this or that, or my girls are grown up now. Yesterday, I was talking to my son. So, Nana had gone to work. I took her car for the day because I had some stuff to do. And then when I was done, Aju also took it and went off to do something. So I'm talking to my son, him Odi rough into who knows whether he's trying to laugh at me or whatever. He goes, Mom, you're all alone in the house. And I said, listen, I've passed that hurdle long ago. Because 2 nights ago, I think Wednesday, in Edmonton, we have Klondike Days. In Calgary, Seekers, they have Calgary Stampede early July, and then mid-July, third week of July, we have Edmonton Klondike Days. So there's a fair. It's on our side of town. So when they do the fireworks and that 11 midnight-ish, you hear it from the fairgrounds. These girls went there. They left home about 5. I think they came home after 12. I was asleep. Now, me and the heat and all, just the stuff, that peace and quiet, I could have done a whole lot. But I was just pattering around the house. I wasn't feeling like I enjoyed. The next day, they went off again to some place, some African dancing something for 3 hours. I was alone again. What? You say what? And I said to him, hey, there's certain women, certain people, they can't even be alone by themselves for an hour. Hey, how I love the quiet, how I enjoy my peace of mind. Yeah, so you know what? Nah. Mr. Josh says, people please. Oh, yeah, I read that already. Giving away your power. So at this stage of my life where I'm saying that if I wasn't doing something for myself, I'd be crying when they've gone somewhere. Oh, there's nobody at home. Oh, there's no this. Oh, there's no that. Where are they? Oh, no. You have to. It's a journey. It's a journey in how do I call it? It's in progress. You are making adjustments as you go along. And Pastor P says, enjoy your own company. You are enough. Yes. Yes, that is it. It's I don't know, it's such a great feeling. Let me see. Nanaraba says, hey, this issue of insecurity. Ha ha ha. One of my ex told me if I got more money than him, he would leave. And when I told him I was going to get my diploma some 11 years ago, his response was, if you go to school, what would I be doing? I was shocked, but I went for my diploma. Era, I'm glad that you've confirmed and put this. Yeah, it is serious. The male ego can be so fragile. They think they are boss, and yet when you start to do things for yourself, then they are like, hey, me, I won't stop doing no. I love it because you are learning something new. You are growing yourself. Okay. We are in 2022. Okay. 2015, 2016 is when I started doing all this writing and all that. If you had told me that I would ever have written a book, let alone do 4, I would have said, hey, what are you talking about? But then I realized I was going through some stuff and I had to shift. I had to shift my mind. And when I shifted, this is the result of it. It has helped me. This is why I'm saying I have my own things that I have to do. Sometimes it's difficult, but let me put it this way. Your kids, they are grown-ups. Even me now, like every time, oh, let's watch this show. And I said, look, if it's not that I don't want to do it, I do it. But I'm like, if we're going to be watching these shows all 3 days of the week, where's my time to do my stuff? Yeah, I'm selfish that way. It's okay. Because there's women that they've devoted their whole selves to their kids and there's nothing left to them. There's nothing. They don't know who they are. And so these kids grow up and go, and you go, what am I going to do with me? This is all part of the conversation. Don't groom a woman to think that her only lot in life is to cook, clean, and do bedroom affairs. If you're a man and you're an evolved man, you'll push that woman. What Nanaraba has said here is powerful. This person was probably suffering from little man syndrome. It's unbelievable. It's unbelievable. I've talked and talked and talked. I'm going to do a break. I'm going to take a break and go over some. Let's see here. All right. Let's do some commercials, shall we? Okay, so I will start here. So my co-host, Sister Yaa'S Russell, she's not able to be with us today. Yeah. If she's listening somewhere, I'll say she's gone AWOL, but she told me where she's at, so I know. She has a YouTube channel, so Yaa'S Russell. Please look for her. She's a health and wellness, should I call her guru? She has all kinds of tips and tricks for healthy living. Please support her, patronize her YouTube page. Ya has been with me since 2020 when my first book came out. And, when she's able to be here, she is here. But consistently, we've been doing these programs. There's not that many people around who do those kinds of things, support people. There's a lot of supporters on this page. I know them. They all know themselves. You have to grow to get to a particular place in life to realize that the best thing that you can do for yourself is to help others. I don't mean helping others in the sense of them taking advantage of you. No, we don't do that. That we don't. But I'm saying support, serving and supporting in a positive way. Yes. So I thank her for that. And then Sister Ajua Odomensa on Fridays, she does Abrabomu Nsem. So yesterday I went on there and I threw a question at her. I was just being contrary. I said, what is the purpose of having a mind? And then she gave the first answer and I said, I'm not satisfied with that answer. Can you do it again? These are some of the conversations that we have. Yes. So, and on Saturdays, she has marriage talks, a marriage program with Reverend Samuel Okoso in Ghana. It comes on at 1 p.m. The Friday program is at 4:30 Mountain Standard Time, my time, which is 6:30 p.m. her time, Eastern Time, yeah. And on Saturdays, the marriage talk with Reverend Samuel Okoso is 1 p.m. Mountain Standard Time, 3 p.m. Eastern. There's a variety of topics that are discussed every Saturday, very insightful, very educative. Please join her and support that program as well. And I need to remember to do this. I'll take a minute and do that. Let's go this way. So own it. You see the logo at the top right corner there. Well, from my screen, it's a guide to taking responsibility and accountability for your own life journey. We've been doing a whole bunch of topics on Own It since probably in the last 6 months or so. Yes. And some of the things that we talk about, we grew up a certain way. There are certain things that we did not pay attention to, but in your walk in life, you always get to a point where you ask yourself, what is going on? Am I headed in the right direction? I'm not happy with this situation. What do I do about it? If you are willing to, some of us just drift through life. We can't be bothered. We are the ones going around mocking people, saying, oh, what are they what are they going on about there? In our community, we do a lot of muzzling. Yes, muzzling, muzzling. Keep quiet, kawanutum. Oya kwalaboni, o babeni, or kasadodo. Yesterday, I saw a comment. I'll talk about it. I think somebody wrote on Amma's platform, like she was saying she's from Bron, and then some guy made a comment that, oh, she's not saying who she is and she's ashamed. And Amma has always told people she's from Bron. Anyway, so another guy said, oh, don't you know her? She's loud. She's always loud on. And I'm reading the statement. I'm like, look at that. Look at that. To me, this is bad. I didn't bother to respond because I'm like, I said, this is not my conversation, but this is how though she's loud, meaning that loud, what do you mean by that? If I may ask, So there's always the muzzling, especially if you're a woman. Oh, you are too known, you are too this. You know something? Wake up. If you are going to allow people to shut you up, you will never speak till the day God calls you home. If you're the silent type and you want to be silent, keep being silent and keep pleasing the men, keep pleasing the women. Be like us. This is how we were. This is what the script says we are to do. Why are you going over there? Yeah. Keep doing it. Just keep at it. Look, the best determination of how happy you are in life or how you feel, check in here. Always do that check. Some, they know, but they won't deal with it because they are too afraid to take the time to sit down and be honest with themselves and say, hey, I have a problem and I need to deal with it. If your only lot in life is to be loved, oh, at all cost, I have to get married, and anybody will do, you are in for a rude awakening. Marriage sometimes is not all that it's cut out to be. Let's be honest. It's a good thing. It's very lovely when it works well. But a lot of us, our community, we're operating with the script. And it's the women who even force the other women to follow that script. Let's think about it. So I'll finish the commercial for this section here and we'll continue. Adjoa says the gender roles are part of the major problems in our culture because it elevates one to be superior over the other. We are in 21st century in 2022, and so many people do not see nothing wrong with the attitude and ill manner, maltreatment towards females. Thank you for the promo and God bless you abundantly. Well, you're welcome, sis. You do the same for me more than. Thank you. And say, unfortunately, some people do not have the time, patience, tolerance, or the capacity to think through anything they learned, and let alone to process for them to apply effectively. Yes, unfortunately, that is correct. But the thing is that sadly, they won't leave those of us who are constantly processing and making changes to live our lives. Not that I care, but I'll continue to do what makes my soul happy. Where's Pastor P? I continually do what makes my soul happy. And so, you see, I've said this, being a woman, I've been in a lot of situations where other women, they feel threatened by you. They want to do things, they want to put you down. I've been in situations, right? Churches, situations that, oh, you could do this, but they'll give it to somebody else because they know that you are coming with a lot of ammunition. You talk too much. They don't want you to point out anything that's going on, so they will rather muzzle you. That's my favorite word. I refused to be muzzled. Yes, this is why I say that in life, you need to make your own mark. If I'm going to be sitting here, am I going to sit and be miserable and say, how come when I go into places, people can't handle who I am? People are behaving this way, people are behaving that way. They are always taking away from me. That is why I wrote my book. I say my name is on it and you can't take it away from me. Yeah. You know what? My name is on it. Nobody can take it away from me, not even my husband. No, that's me. I did me. That's it. Nanaraba says marriage is teamwork. Some men should wake up and smell the coffee, and some women should break up from the mold of doormat submission. Thank you. Nanaraba is a believer, a deep one. I'm positive, but this is her submission. We need to stop that. Akoto na this and that, and bema, and so anything goes. How can you come and tell me that my husband running around sleeping with 2 women, 3 women, and I should keep quiet and take it because I'm a woman? No. So all I can say is we've said a lot, right? In the sense of the outlook that we have. I mentioned earlier that the ultimate goal for the woman seems to be get married. Whether you have your master's or so you get married. If you don't get married, you are nobody. So everybody is fighting to have the title of Mrs. Yes. Everybody is fighting to have the title of Mrs. It's a big accomplishment. Yes. A big accomplishment. And some have died, yes, through that accomplishment. What do we say about those ones? So the outlook on life, that the ultimate goal is marriage. But then if you are single, you are looked down on. Yeah. I have some young ladies here. They are not married yet. I'm sure people are asking, hey, Dabe. You know what? They are independent women. They have their own money. They are paying for their own stuff. That is the starter for me. It's a game changer. If you are married, you have no children, they'll ask, yes. The thing about it is we don't understand marriage. A lot of women, they get married to go and have children. They don't know, even the men, they don't know how to be married, to do things together, if you are divorced, it's a different thing. You are a threat to the women. If you have woman friend and you are divorced, especially in the church, you become public enemy number 1 because why? You are coming to get their man. That's how women were programmed to be insecure around each other. It's very few women that you see admiring, pushing another woman. I did a video, I don't know if it was earlier this week or whether it's one of the ones coming. I said, when you're in the presence of a woman who has worked on herself, who has evolved, you feel like you are in the presence of a queen. She touches you with her presence and you feel safe and secure. When you're with an insecure woman, you know, they are flapping, doing things, and you go, okay, what just happened here? What's wrong? And if you don't know yourself, you go, oh, what did I do? It's not you. You are threatening them. You intimidate them. That's what's going on. Nanaraba says, thank you, no understanding of marriage. So what can we do for the woman? Yeah, maybe a topic like this, I probably needed a man to also come and give a perspective, but where am I going to find one? I don't know. But the concerning factor for me is the woman. So I'll talk about the woman. Teach a woman to believe in herself. Yes. She needs to value herself. And then too, she needs to spend time. Can you hear me? I think I'm getting my Wi-Fi is acting up. She needs to discover herself. What are your goals? What are your goals for life? You have to encourage it at an earlier age. You see it when you're raising kids. They go to school, they come, whatever activities they are doing, you can tell what they are good at and what they are not. Yeah. Open your eyes as a parent and start to encourage them. And then even when you are teaching them these cooking skills and all that, don't be saying, oh, cook so that you won't go and disgrace yourself in your family, in your husband's house, and they'll send you back. Your child could potentially be living out of town. They need to be able to cook for themselves. Yeah. My oldest daughter, Nana, she's gone on 3 travel nurse trips. And how do you think she survived there? She cooked her own meals. Yeah. And a lot of times too, she ate out. Yeah, she's big on that. And I'm not going to sit here and say that, oh, she's a lazy woman for going to eat out. You know what? You do it. I didn't get that chance, but you do it and enjoy it too to the max. Yay. Because if you can pay for it, yeah, do it. Do what pleases your soul. There's something called practical living. If you want to cook 3 times in the week and you want to order in 2 times, after all, it's your pocket. Who am I to be so self-righteous and come and sit in judgment on you and say you are not being the typical Ghanaian woman following the script? How dare you? Yeah. You know what? We need to change the narrative. Yeah. And then their attitude, help them to have this confident attitude. Look, I'll mention Brother Brian here. When I went to look, I uploaded my paperback of Own It. And so they told me that it takes 72 hours. If there's a problem with it, Kindle will let you know, so you go and fix it. So I'm sitting there, I think 2-3 days passed. I did it last Saturday or so, right? So I think Tuesday, I forget when, I went to look. I'm like, oh, it's live. I was so happy because I'm like, okay, the first time I uploaded it, there was a problem. So the guy who was working on it had left Fiverr. I had to get another one. So he obviously, I told him that it looks good. I've uploaded it, but if there's any problem, I'll have to get back to you. So I looked and I was sharing the link. And at first I looked and I'm thinking, okay, what is this 5 stars? I didn't know where it came. I'm like, wow, that's weird. That's odd. Then later it hit me. I should go click. Brother Brian had written a review and given the book a 5-star. You know what shocked me? He said that his 9-year-old daughter is into the book. She's absorbing it. And he goes and he's seeing the changes in her. I was shocked. Like I didn't even, he put it there July 11th. I wasn't paying attention. I didn't even know. So I left him a message. A 9-year-old. Sister Ajo, bear your witness. I'm always talking about the beauty of a woman's heart and saying that even 10-year-olds can read it. Yes. And as she and Osofo always say, me brofo akese, but I write simple English that everybody can read. Yes. So, I'm going to order my author's copies. I said to myself, if a 9-year-old is reading it, I'm going to give a copy to my granddaughter. And I'm going to tell the dad, you better make sure that she reads it. Because in reading, oh yes, somebody shared a clip with me this morning. I have to remember to put it on Auntie Yaa'S book corner. Les Brown was talking about reading. Reading. You learn a lot. Let's stop this myth where we say, oh, Bibinidia, if you want to hide something from him, put it in a book because we don't like to read. When you tell a child to read, it empowers them. They want to know more. They want to learn more. Even they'll ask you questions about what they've read. So attitude is everything. Push your child. Let them be a go-getter. I'm not saying go-getter, workaholic, but you know what I'm talking about. They have to learn to push themselves. Sometimes it's not somebody who's going to come and push you in life. For everything you need is inside you. You need to push. Look, if I wasn't, a lot of times people think, on I'm holding, why you better, yeah. Some so-called friend said that about me years ago. Say, hey, Sister Yao, you think said this, that, go and push her and see. I don't need to flap around, though. I don't need to flap around, no. You have to know who you are. Be doing your thing. But you need to push. If I was somebody, all the treatments and things that I've received, I'll be in a corner crying every day, but I'm like, you don't know me. I think that's how God made me. Like, I push the energizer battery. When you say I can't do something, I'll show you that I can do it, and I'm doing it for me. I push myself, because if I'm trying to do something right now and it's not working, I get so frustrated, but I leave it. And I say, maybe next time when I try, it will work. I'll do it, and then it works. That's the kind of mentality that you have to push in your child. But because a lot of us women, we don't believe in ourselves, we are following this script, we're not pushing. And our girl children, they are watching us, and that's what they are seeing. All they know is that they are being programmed to be doormats. Yeah. Let me read Nana Araba's comments. If I had a chance to come back in this life, I would come back as a woman. If a woman truly knows who she is, she would know she's the latest version of God's handiwork, equipped with all the spec. We are like a brand that keeps upgrading. We are powerfully made for men, too valuable. Oh, we are powerfully made for men, too valuable to overlook. Women own it. Thank you. Thank you. We don't know who we are. We just don't. Because you've allowed yourself to be, I remember one time years ago, I was in Ghana. At the time, one of my sisters was also visiting from her, you kind of say, with her husband. He's late now. And they were in Kumasi at her mother-in-law. So I went to see my mother-in-law in Nkoko, and I was on the way to join them in Kumasi. And I was sitting in this public transport, and this person is talking, blah, blah, blah. These people sell these medicines. Oh, there was a man, I think he's trying to sell one of these quack things. There was a man who had this and who had that. So which of his wives would he have given this to? And then some, the wife who pees in bed. And I'm listening to them. I'm like, excuse me. All I said is, look at them programming. Because that is all. What we know is what we know, right? A lot of us too, maybe if we had been there, would also be behaving the same way. Now, we are yet here, look at us, how we behave. So we haven't learned anything. This Ajwa says, real talk, because we're our own miracles with our dedication, determination, willingness, commitment to embed whatever we need for ourselves, children, and the ones we care for. Yes. If you don't believe in yourself, who is going to? I put a post up on Thursday about just own it. And it's this behavior we have, putting ourselves down, this and that. We were not taught to own it. I wanted to write this post because on Monday, my book coach had made the comment that you have to learn to get drunk on your own wine. Yes. And what that means is that you need to learn how to empower yourself, feel proud of yourself for you. Like if you're doing some, this is because another lady in the program, another coach, had made a comment, and she was saying that she's not taught to be, she was raised to be humble and this and that. And I made the same comment, and I said, Dr. Fred, I'm writing this quote. I'm going to do a post. And this is how we are raised. When you sit here and you talk about doing it, oh, they are showing off. They are talking about their books. Oh, they are talking about their children. Oh, they are doing this. Who else will talk about it? It's only open-minded people, the ones that I know. Like, why would Sister Ajua sit on her program every time promoting my books? A typical Ghanaian will say, na me de me tihona, me ye say no, me na me I should come and do yours, blah blah blah. That's how we are. There's this lady, I don't know her. Yesterday I wrote on our Joas program, I said, Yaa'S, she always shares my post. I saw it a few times a while back and I thanked her for she always just shares it. So when I wrote it there, not knowing, Sister Jo also confirmed that, she has been sharing hers too. So that tells you the kind of person that she is. Yes. Even Adjoa made a statement. She says, she shares, and then it hit me because of the time difference, and Sister Adjoa has a lot of videos these days. I'm not even able to share it, and it hit me. I'm like, oh yeah, I can still go look and share it, like just when I'm awake, when she's doing the Abrabo Musem, and then when she does the Saturday program, I share those, so I can do that. What is that called? Somebody who's empowered, somebody who's open-minded, critical thinker, not sitting around being jealous and envious of people. Yeah, I'm not saying I'm perfect, but that bitterness, envying people is not something that I was taught. Like how, right? Message says, reading opens the mind to appreciate the different spheres of life. Thank you. It's like the ignorance is just unbelievable. Sister Adjoa says, perfectly said, my dear Nanaraba Jechibukari. And Nanaraba says, we win together. Yes. Yes. I mean, sometimes Nanaraba will put something out and I'll go and like it or share it, or sometimes it's hilarious. Me, I like to make hilarious comments. I'll make those who know me, they'll get it. Yes. But it's like, hello, you have to teach them work ethic. Those women who sit around, there are some women, they don't want to do anything. Oh, me, mapon, me kwako di mi fufu. Like, they don't want to do anything. There's men who are crying, weeping, wanting somebody to talk to their wives to stir themselves up and get going. Hey, if all you are going to do is have kids and the man is the only one working, aren't you going to work him into the grave? Many people have belittled themselves with self-doubt. Thank you, desperation, dependency, inability to step outside their comfort zone, lack of knowledge, lack of understanding, lack of emotional intelligence. So the work ethic, like work hard for yourself, bring value to the relationship. If you are not sitting around waiting for a man to give you money and all that, it's all self-respect. It's all self-respect. If you work harder, he can't come and misbehave and do whatever he wants. And I mean, by the same token, Sebiara, even when you are Ipoa, they want to bluff, then how much more when you are not self-actualized? Now, Tiho bomb. They'll do anything. I've heard stories of women saying that, they are in their house and then the man will bring another woman and you are sitting there like, hello? That is so disrespectful, so demeaning, and that is marriage, and you maintain it at all cost. So let's go to the men. If you're a man and you don't have any respect for a woman, today, make up your mind to change that narrative, change the script, develop a respect. As I said earlier in the program, you came from a woman. Just because your father spent time looking down on abusing your mom does not mean that you should be that same way. A lot of times we carry these traits on. Nobody is breaking the cycle. So it's continual. 2022, we're seeing some of these things. It's not to say that it's not happening in this community. It happens in the diaspora too. There's abuses and whatever in every society, but we are talking about ours. Them, what I see is that they have the luxury of development. Okay, fine. But look at us. The low mindset is a killer because we are not growing as a people. We are not. Adjoa says the helpful versus harmful among our society and communities. And Anaraba says the Proverbs 31 woman put value on her husband so much that he was respected in the gates and sat with the elders. It surprises me when I see men who don't support the industrious women. Nanaraba, it's insecurity, fragile egos. They just want you to sit there, cook their meals, and what have you, but it doesn't work that way, does it? Good point. So you have to see the value, the worth of a woman. That's the statement that Nanarapa just made. She's more than a cook, a cleaner, and a bedmatics affairs lady. You need to see a woman as your co-equal. You know something? If you love, honor, respect a woman, submission is easy. Yeah. And then you get to know each other. Get to know each other. Your wife should not be a stranger. It's like yesterday in that same room that I was listening in. Well, one lady said men tend to look at women as their servant. They don't look at her as somebody who's a partner that they can do things with, right? And so they'll go do boys things, and then you are there cooking, cleaning, and slaving away. And some women have come to think, even that particular, she made this statement, yes. She said her husband picks her up from work, and when he's going somewhere, he likes to go with her. And somebody had the nerve to say to her, why does your husband have to pick you up all the time? And my response to it was, why is it that the African woman, the Ghanaian woman, is conditioned to believe that they have to endure in marriage, not enjoy? And you know that you are making that statement to her. You should run around and go and take a trotro or taxi from here to there, struggling when it's easy for the man to pick her up, right? And you are saying, you see, these are all women. Oh, the same. I told you about how women reinforce their script. Yeah, I told you about how women reinforce their script, right? These are statements coming from women to another woman. So if you are not careful, you'll go and listen and buy into their nonsense. That's what I have to. When somebody doesn't get what you have, they'll find a way to put it down. Myself easily, somebody can come and say, you this woman, you are this age, you are that age. At this age, this is what is expected of you. What are you doing? Hey, I'm still breathing. Yeah. So long as I continue to wake up, God wakes me up every day. There's more to do in this life. Let me read these comments that have come in. Sister Ajua says, those who lack of respect for Ma are insecure, immature, close-minded, cowards, weak, I won't laugh, pathetic, ignorant, arrogant, selfish, narcissist, menace, and so forth. You know what? Pastor P says, I missed the live stream, but so much blessed listening to the replay. Which one? Okay, we'll talk later. Sister Joa says the scriptures they enforce are the foolish ones that enable them to control. Yes, they always say, woman this, woman submit, but they forget to say, husbands, love your wives. We are short on the love. Yeah, because we don't even love ourselves. You'd heard me say many a time, love your neighbor as yourself. But we love our neighbors and we forget ourselves. People don't love themselves. We were not taught that because the scriptures, the Nyamisno has ingrained, if you think about yourself, you are selfish. Look, a lot of yesterday when I was talking in that, I said, some of the stuff that I'm saying, some people even think it's not scriptural. It's not scriptural. Sometimes we have to put the Nyamisem to the side. Not that we've forgotten about it, but you have to be practical. Your husband is cheating on you, treating you, and you are sitting there praying. Sometimes you need to just take action and get out of that situation. Yeah. Nanaraba says, some of our women are such nincompoops. I can. They support FGM. Pacho, what is FGM? Polygamy, cheating, and all kinds of nonsense. She says, verse 21 of Ephesians 5 says, submit one to another before they submit your husband. Oh, yes. That's what Sister Ajua said, that the scriptures, right? We take the ones that we want. Yeah. Oh, Pastor P says, oh, so it's streaming live now. Yes. Yes, it is. So, I mean, this is an extensive topic, and I've written some stuff down. I think I've talked, I don't know. I don't even know if I've even covered the half of it, but we have had a discussion. You know, it's like I don't understand. If you am to ask a young girl or a teenager girl anything right now here in this environment about what their aspirations are for life, what their goals are, I don't think they're going to say it's marriage. Pastor P? Oh, okay, got it. Female genital mutilation. Yes. And an Arab, you know what? The thing about it is that they will say that, oh, I've heard, was it on a program? I don't remember whether it was Boss Ladies program or what have you. I heard something about, oh, because some mother saying because she did it, it stopped her from being promiscuous. Like, hello? So the daughter should also go and do it, something like that. You know something? A lot of the things going on, it's almost like man is so scared of, intimidated by the whole feminine thing, the whole feminine psyche, that they have to do anything to suppress you and keep you in oppression. Has anybody gone and done anything to a male so that they don't become promiscuous? Why is it the women who have to do this? You know, it's it's mind-boggling actually. Think about it. The forms of oppression that are used. And I say that a lot of times when you watch women from our communities in any setting, any program, you watch some of them anyway, or they can't even lift their eyes to look up, talk, what have you. Confidence is a big thing. The school system, some of these things, having confidence, emotional intelligence, all those other intelligences, resiliency, we don't know that. Yeah. And so people and we have this behavior that reinforces cheating one another. There's no love, like I say. And so every time people want to come and prey on you and use you, and a lot of women have left themselves wide open in the name of wanting marriage, awaria. So if nobody has taught them how to believe in themselves, to be confident, then they become victims. Those of us who refuse to become victims, you are labeled. But I'll take the label over being a victim any day. Ajwa says they pretend to love their neighbors to satisfy their desires because one cannot produce what they do not know have. Love, happiness, self-work, self-value, self-care, basically everything are all free. But most people's choices choose to run foolish races chasing love. Chai. Yeah. It starts from you. It starts with you. Nanaraba says that's the thing. They know by default that the woman is powerful and they don't know how to handle her. It's their Adamic nature, I believe. Thank God some men are enlightened. Thank you. This is it. It's like they feel so, ooh. You say something, then it chokes their ego. Oh, like really? How? There are men too, right, that they do the right thing. They saw their mothers being loved, honored, and respected. So that is what they know. And they have moved forward with that. And they are raising beautiful families. If men like that have sons, they teach them the right way, the right thing. We are not here to talk about the bad stuff, no. Or it's like me, I talk to my daughters. Someone might say, oh, but you're teaching them negative. I said, you know what? Keep your eyes open. Keep your eyes open. I remember once I heard my youngest daughter talking something about, oh, here sometimes you can say, oh, I'll stay home or I'll watch my kids or this or that. And then I'll make the comment and say, don't ever give up. Even if you'll do that, find something on the side that you're doing. You're a teacher, you could be coaching online or doing something. Don't ever say that you are staying home. I don't care how anybody thinks. Yeah, we come from a different breed. Don't be helpless. Don't put yourself. There are some men who tell you that, oh, stay home with the kids, and you think they want the best for you, but it's their insecurity talking. You become dependent on them. Before you know it, you become a doormat flat. You are laying there. You can't do anything. The saddest thing, mind you, let me ask this question. If you're a woman and your monthly comes and you have to go and ask your husband for money to go buy sanitary pads, how does that sound? Think about it. Basic things. Be able to do things for yourself. Yes. I have said a lot. Basically, the issue was the cultural reprogramming. Teach the male to respect and honor the female as well to also honor, respect the male, but no one has to lord it over anybody. If you are in an environment of being mutually cooperative with each other, trying to get somewhere in life, respect, respect is key. You build your relationship on the foundation of respect. But look, teach your girl child to value herself. Teach. If you, the father, are not building them up, who is going to come and build them up? In order to enlighten others, we need to emphasize the certain negative aspects to educate those who want to learn. So I have said a lot. And so if I'm going to do one last commercial and then I will summarize unless somebody wants to call in. Respect is reciprocal, period. I agree. I agree with you totally. That I do. Let's see. I'm just trying to put up the number. It's very sad just how we are raised, and then it's 2022, and the same things are continue to happen. Mind you, I see young girls. I see these stories sometimes. I read these stories sometimes of young girls who are very enterprising, doing business, doing things that women don't ordinarily do. They take the initiative, and then there's others too who think that the only value they have on this earth is to go sleep with a man to get somewhere. And so they're encouraged to do that. Even mothers are encouraging their children to do that. Is that not prostitution? Am I wrong? Like, how can you have a child and ask her to go get married to a rich man so that they bring money home? Oh, okay. Let me read these comments. It says, Auntie, yeah, some men had it bad growing up, seeing negative stuff, but they learned how not to be like their dad or treat women like their mothers did. Me, I have told my girls to develop shock absorbers, trust no man, but give respect and love. Thank you, Nanaraba. I like your thinking. And then Facebook user, I love the ideas from all my mothers who posted their comments. Mommy, yeah, sometimes the whole insecurity thing comes from the husband through some actions, words, and of the wife. You don't expect your husband to love you like you wished. If you talk to him anyhow because maybe you are more educated than him, mommy, a lot of things happen behind closed doors, but then everyone will come to say what they would be to be sympathized by the public. I'm not married nor dating, but I have learned a lot about it. Okay. Is this Tony? I hear you. I hear what you're saying, but let's see. But the thing about it is, it's not only on the women. I know that there's a lot of issues with women. Then again, today also they need talking too. But what I'm emphasizing is that the whole society is very big on keeping, like everything seems to fall on women. And that bothers me to no end. In a relationship, in a marriage, they'll tell you, oh, the woman has to do this. Oh, you have to do this. You have to do that. You have to do this. You have to do that. It's too much. And then the men get away scot-free. They think that the woman has to do everything. And I like the comment about, who was it before? Somebody made a comment about how, oh yeah, Nanaraba's comment that they didn't know, but they learned. I like those ones because they decide I'm not going to be the same way, and that is good. And Ajua says, God bless you for sharing your knowledge and educational teachings. Well done. Thank you. I think this is some laughter. Oh, and this said, oh yes. Okay, I kind of knew it was you. Okay. Thanks for your comments. I hear what you're saying, but Tony, it's not, you see, there's a big thing going on that we as a people now, we don't like education. So anytime that somebody is educated, it becomes a problem. And you have to acknowledge and own it that there's a big male ego thing that's going on. So it's almost like a woman has to be kept down. And so by the same token, there's some women too that nobody's talked to them or nobody's trained them. So they think because they're educated, they have to be anyhow treated. That one, they need to learn, right? But it's true, people come and say things for sympathy, but let's take it. This is a broad situation, a broad issue. Why is it that we as a society, we are not growing? Because we don't open our minds to embrace things and we are stuck. Look at development, things that are going on in the world, okay? Nations are sending people to the moon and all that. When you come to the Ghanaian aspects, they're only talking about, I read or saw some article on BBC about somebody, I don't know if it was an Obroni man, came to Ghana, and there's so many, I forget the number, types of bitters to be used for sex. And so sometimes I ask myself, when people are developing themselves and growing and initiative, creativity, innovation, this society, this is all we think of, male, female, is that all? So it's like men need to learn to respect women also need to learn to respect men, but women are too oppressed in the system and it bothers me no end, and they think it's okay because that is all that they know. So Ajua says, as I always say, until we make a choice to stop giving excuses, reasons, using blaming games, tactics, settling for less, oppressing one gender over another, enabling foolishness, those problems will continue to persist. There's an underlying problem that we've not been taught to believe in ourselves or to have confidence. So a lot of these things are showing up in the way that we interact with each other. But my main point is that if you are raising a girl, there's a lot of abuse going on that we do not know about. If you are raising a girl child, especially, you need to tell her that she should be confident, she should believe in herself. That does not mean that go around being disrespectful, but hold your own. You are a human being. God created you in his image. You are no less than a man. He created a man too. And so together, you're in a relationship together. You need to make that relationship work. It's not only the woman who has to make a marriage work as we believe back home. So I will wrap up and then we can continue next week. So today, I don't know if you understood my comments, Tony, but if you have anything to add on, you can add on before we finish. So for the past 3 weeks, we have been dealing with diaspora living. What legacy are you building as a parent? And the first week we spoke about on the home front, how to communicate with your child. How do you deal with them at home, interact with them, family time, spiritual teachings, and communication. The way you speak to them, the way you interact with them builds trust, and they're able to come to you because you are their best teacher. The worst thing that you can do is not to be open to your kids. They'll go outside and get advice you don't want them to get. Last week, we did academics, navigating the school system. Hello.
I greet you and all the people, family, friends on your platform.
Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Welcome, sis.
Very well done. Thank you. Very well done. Oh my gosh, you blew my mind. As always.
I didn't even know what I was saying. I'm saying, topic. I had the notes here, but I was just talking and talking. But I mean, it's a big one, right? Mm-hmm.
Most times, like at times we feel like we're not giving a lot or as much as necessary, but once you get into the group, that's why I love when people contribute, because when they contribute, it also gives you other aspects to talk about, instead of just being one way. But awesome job.
Thank you.
Calling to to acknowledge your good work, and
thank
also to thank you for your enlightenment. And to just add a little tiny thing to what you said, and it's going to be in the aspect of, how like most times we will talk about, lack of knowledge and other of being limited in things, but I think our society, most Ghanaian peoples, some of them are very capable of changing their ways, right? And learning to grow and to be successful. But because they know that our society, majority of us are willing to accept their foolishness and nonsense, enable things that will not produce anything. So they will continue to do it because there's going to be people in a category of accepting, giving excuses for their behavior, right? Giving reasons and also blaming other people. It's like it's never somebody else's fault. It's never their fault. It's always somebody else's fault. Someone is the one pulling them down, even though they're not making the effort, to change their ways. I mean, in relationship, marriages, how we're raising our children, the things that some of us went through, a lot of people are like, traumatized growing up. And Nana pointed out, there are some people who were traumatized and, endure the worst, but they didn't turn out to be most people the way that the poor characteristics that most people are displaying, because they have used their bad past experience to do better, to be more successful. So I think the fact that the societal norm is higher, is greater, so many people are choosing not to do nothing because they're always going to have supporters. So that's all I wanted to add on it.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Sister Adjo. I appreciate you calling in.
Very welcome.
Thank you.
Have a good one.
You too. Take care. We'll see you later.
You too.
Bye-bye. Okay. I'll read this comment and then I'll go back to my wrap-up. Nanaraba says, aphrodisiacs and immorality in Kwa, social enjoyment feeding the lust of the flesh and the eyes, Brazilian bat lives to show on the internet for following. Tell me about it. Like you wonder, like that, you wonder that, is that all? Is that all? What are we doing? You are on earth for a purpose. Is there something else you should be doing to develop yourself instead of focusing on the physical externals? Sister Joy says many people can actually change their ways and develop, but because others are receptive to the society's norms, they are refusing to do so. And Nanaraba says serious canker. So as I was saying, last week we went through academics, navigating the school system, how you can help your child in the system. We did the grade level kindergarten to grade 6, and then the middle school aspects, and then also going to college. Today, as part of this whole package, as you as a parent, what legacy are you building, right, for your child? Cultural reprogramming, the values that we grew up with, some of them or most of them are not working. The expectations for females, especially, I call it the script, it is just too much. A female cannot be responsible for the whole relationship. When you hear people talk, they tend to, it's almost like, oh, a marriage is the woman who has to make everything work. No, we need to go back to the drawing board and look at some of those things. Don't make a woman feel that she's less than because she's a woman. She's equally important in the sight of God. And she has a mission. She has something to do on this earth. She has a destiny outside of you. We all are on this earth for a purpose. That's why it matters who you marry. The person you're going to marry, are they going to help you, fulfill that purpose, that destiny? If they have suffering from this little man syndrome, like Nanaraba said, she was going to do the diploma, and the guys, that comment, that's disturbing. But there's a lot of men like that. They don't want to see women push in life because they are the man. It makes them feel small or belittled. So for me, basically, I've focused on how you can help the female child to respect herself, to honor herself, not feel that it's a tonga. She has to use feminine, I call it feminine wiles. Look, we're all women. For me, I believe in looking good, dress up, groom yourself very nicely, all that. But it is not the end all and be all. I'm not, I'm not going to encourage, I don't even know how to express it. If you don't believe in yourself and you just dress yourself biara biara, people see that what you give is what you get. They won't respect you. There's no honor. I'm not talking of the shallow stuff, people who just, oh, I have to look good. No, 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 no. I'm talking of basics. You need to believe in yourself enough to present yourself well to people. Yes. So, Tony says, Mommy, God bless you so much. Some are paying millions of money for such words of transformation and legacy, but you chose giving it out for free. God bless you so much. Tony, and then Nanaraba says the T word. Anyasana Mokano. Tony, this program, that's what we talk about, but there is, what do you call it? It's not all free. I have a coaching program. I didn't do it in the commercial. I have a coaching program based on my book, Own It, that just came out. So there's live coaching. There's a book coaching, like I'll help you put your book on Amazon. And then there's also women empowerment and motivation. And so I do videos on it. I do videos here and there. Occasionally, there's a lot of videos that I do to promote it. But on this platform, yes, we pick topics of interest and we come and share. But if you need coaching and you contact me, then we'll talk and take it from there. That's what happens. But I appreciate your comments. Yes. And so, okay. I'm just trying to reach the last comment. I can't seem to bring it forward. Give me a sec here. Oh, I went all the way to the top. Okay. So yes, I guess like I said, I could only do the cultural reprogramming today, which is okay because next week we are coming back. Same time, 9:30 a.m. Mountain Standard Time, my time, 11:30 Eastern. And that would be 9 plus 6 is what, 15. 3 p.m. Ghana time and 4 p.m. BST, British time. Got to run. Thank you so much. Your lives are for meat eaters, not for milk teeth. Thank you, Nanaraba, for joining us. I appreciate all your comments and insights. Bless you. Okay, so next week we're going to talk about next week's topic is oh yes, I forgot. Please support me by giving me stars. I always forget to mention it. You know, we pay for StreamYard to bring this program to you every week for the past 2 years since April 2020 when my book came out. Yaa'S, Broughton Russell, and I have been doing these programs, bringing educative, productive programs to you. So you support us by giving us stars. Would really appreciate it. So like I was saying, next week, we are going to talk about how does the adult, you the parent, how do you build yourself up? How do you develop yourself up as an adult to be able to teach your children some of these things that we just talked about today? How do you go about doing it? Because the question that we asked from the beginning was this. This was the main topic. What legacy are you building as a parent? So you, the parent, what steps have you taken to develop yourself? We look forward to seeing you then. Thank you all for joining us. Have a productive week. Bless you all. So Sister Ajua's program comes on, it's Ajua Odo Mensa page. It will be on shortly. And that is, shortly is what? It's my time, 1 p.m. So probably in another hour and a half or so. So thank you for joining us on Auntie Yaa'S Book Corner. Watch out for my videos on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. As well, go and get your copy of Own It. I'm going to throw it in the chat before I sign off. I forgot to do that. And it will help you. It will bless your socks off. So there. I'm trying to do that and then I'll say my goodbyes. I thank you all for joining me today. This is an interesting program. I'm sure that it will show up in another format because this topic, I didn't cover everything, but it's a conversation that we need to keep having. I'm trying to do that and then cover. I was trying to put my earpiece in so I wouldn't hear myself, but I couldn't find it. Okay, so I have put the link in there too. Yeah, there it is. All right, so again, I appreciate you all. Thank you so, so much for being part of today's program. I enjoyed it. Yes, it's interesting topics when we have to, chat about the things going on in our community, how we can grow and be better. Thank you all so much. Have a good rest of the weekend. Take care. Okay, bye. Love you all. God bless you.